All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a little bit something that I'm trying out here. I want to learn Create, basically. Most of Create. Um, I've been looking at a couple of mod packs. This one is one that Chosen Architect has created. If you don't know who they are, they're a very popular single player. They do some multiplayer stuff, but they're mostly a single player YouTube Let's Play series maker. And this is like, I think their third pack they ever made it. I'm not totally sure about that. But this is all about Create. But it's called Integrated because what they did was they made various things work with Create. Like, they really like the mod Ars Nouveau as a magic mod. And so what they did was they made it where you can get stress units, the power for Create from like Source, which is the main magic stuff of uh, Ars Nouveau. And then they also have things like uh, refined storage in the mod, various things like that. It's all supposed to be integrated with Create so you can all use it together, is basically what it is. But I have another mod pack if this one doesn't work out. This episode, we're mainly going to be concentrating on looking at the various recipes in like in a creative world and looking at the recipes, seeing what they cost and things like that, see what they changed. Because I kind of do want to concentrate on mainly Create. I don't mind having Ars Nouveau. I haven't played with Ars Nouveau in a while, so I don't remember all of it. I know it's a pretty good magic mod. I've played with Refined Storage. It's actually my favorite out of AE2 and Refined Storage. I like Refined Storage personally more. Um, yeah. But what we're going to be doing right now is in this episode mainly is we're going to create a creative world, um, put it on peaceful, uh, label it test world. We're going to make it a super flat. We're not going to generate structures. We're not going to put a bonus chest on. We're just going to leave the rules on. And we're just going to make this world so we can look at the various recipes in JEI, look at them, see what they look like, stuff like that. One thing I do know, I've watched a little bit of the beginning of Chosen Architect series he did on this, and he said like your starting spawns point will always be next to like a village, um, and things like that. Okay, they already got them on me. All right, we start with a sack. We have a quest book. We do have quest up here. So the way this works. Welcome to the world where gears grind in fusion with the arcane magic of digital matter. Create Integrated is a curated experience that blends the mechanical complexity of Create with the utility of just dire things, magic of ours, and the power of replication. As you progress, you'll find that the lines between technology and magic have been blurred. Your challenge is not just to automate, but to engineer a factory where every piece fits together perfectly. And then they start you out with all this stuff: an engineer's wrench, an engineer's goggles, a sack. Basically, a sack is extra 9 inventory slots. Uh, baked 8 cave carrot to eat. It does have spice of life. I think it's spice of life carrot in this version. And then the quest book. Um, there's a deal for dynamic lights. We can turn that on if we wish. Ours light off. So there's dynamic lights and stuff like that. So you can have lights and stuff so it's brighter. There's a Discord, there's Twitch, there's their YouTube channel. talking about a server, reporting bugs, and other chosen arts projects. And then here's the main progress. Um, so we start, getting engineer stuff, getting andesite alloy, basically, is what this is. They want us to get one of those, and they give us some things and a choice reward. Basically, andesite alloy is the iron of the mechanical world. It's the most important material for early progression as it allows you to create your first shaft, gears, and kinetic machines. A lot of this. Do not be afraid to clear cut nearby andesite patches or look for ways to automate crushing cobblestone into andesite later. You can also find plenty of it by looting chests in most structures. Yeah. So basically, it's a nice little automation. It gives you some steps to go through and things. Um, but it's all, like I said, it's integrated. So there's stuff in here about doing Rs, doing things like that. Here's going to the Nether. So you can do that, but it's also got dire things in it. Just dire things. Once you get to the end and you have like the end game gear on it, you are pretty much invincible. It gives you creative flight, all that stuff is what you get. They talk about the end, killing the wither, all that stuff. Aberration essences, going off into that. Resource automation. So this is where they tell you about resourcing the cobblestone and stuff like that. Um, there's gravel milling in the gravel, getting the flint, then into prismatics, prismarine, viridium, crushed raw copper, copper ingots, clay balls, all kinds of stuff. Then helpful items, various items that'll help you out. Tablet of locate structure, a tablet used for rituals consumed on use and stuff like that, finding structures. And then all the relics and artifacts of the game that you can collect. We ran into a lot of these while we were playing Starlight Society, Starlight Valley. There's things like that. And then we have a collect all rewards button there. And I think I just crashed. That's interesting. Let me launch up the game again. I'll be right back. I think what it is this I'm in not full screen mode, so when I click the X to exit out the quest book, it actually exits out the game. Didn't think about that. Okay. Um Also, our map is FTB map instead of something like Journey map or FTB chunks. I mean, Zeros, I think is the name. Zario's map. It's FTB map. Okay. Um, all right. So we looked at the quest. Let's look at like create here real quick. Now, I do know they changed the some of the stuff because they wanted to integrate it all together. So there's an arcane wrench. Hmm. I don't know why they call it an arcane wrench when it's basically the wrench. That's all it is. Three golden sheets, a cogwheel, and a stick. And I think that's normal. That recipe's normal. Copper back tank, which leads to jetpack, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so pressurized air stuff. There's a copper one and a netherite one. need the netherite upgrade. Okay. Lean controller, potato cannon, extendo grip. Ah. But you need mechanical crafting for stuff like that. Okay. Schematic cannon. I think this is normal right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is normal. So that's nice. We can do schematic stuff. Shafts. Normal recipe for shafts, I think. A shaft and a plank, yeah. 2 planks and a shaft, yeah. Or already a cogwheel with the plank. Gearboxes to make vertical gearboxes. I think this is normal. I don't, like I said, I don't know some of this, but I know some of it. Clutches. Yeah, that seems fine. Encased chain drives. Okay, zincs. Or iron nuggets. Interesting. I wonder why there's both. I wonder why there's both of these recipes here for this. An andesite mechanism, you can get 5 at a time. And this is just a craft. That's kind of cool. And it makes 4 at a time, and you just cut 1 and you get 5 of these. That's actually kind of cool. I wonder if that's normal. And then you can mix them for automated processes. And then there's block cutting. I don't understand this one. Did you get all of this at once, or is it a chance to get one of these? Or is this like a choice machine where you click on it and you can choose what you want out of it? That would be interesting to know. An adjustable change gear shift. Ah, interesting. Okay. Ah. Ah. Okay. That's kind of cool. I like this. Kind of cool. Hand crank. Ah, okay. Now this is one thing that's changed. I think this is, I don't think this is usually the way you make this, right? But it's fine because this isn't that bad to craft. It's a lot of process, it's a lot of stuff you need to make the thing, but it's not bad. You make 8 of them at a time if you put in an andesite. Okay, so if you put in andesite casing and do this setup, you get this. But this is like way later because this is like, I think you need brass to get these hands. And then automated shape crafting, of course, which is also brass. Mechanical belts. That's normal, I think. I don't know about cured rubber. How do you get rubber? Kelp and water in a mixing deal. Oh, okay. I wonder if that's normal. But I know about the kelp recipe. So this is normal. A chain conveyor. That's new, so I don't know anything about this. But it seems kind of cheap for getting a conveyor. Okay, cool. Let's see. We can't get the creative motor because that's creative only. I mean, we could get it right now, but we're not going to use that. Okay, our first power deal accepts any planks, it looks like. Yeah, any planks are surrounding a mine shaft. Okay, we're surrounding a shaft. Okay, and double is water wheel. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is normal here. Okay, propeller, casing, fan. I think anything that adds create ages to it is what's going to be a different recipe. Oh, that's expensive. This right here is kind of expensive because all the stuff you need to create one of these. I mean, you do get 4 at a time, so it's actually only two processes to create this. So that's not as bad as I thought now that I think about it. And the propeller is the iron sheets with one of those in it. Okay, so you would actually need like 9 of those. And andesite casing is still yeah, stripped log andesite alloy on it. Get this. Okay. So that's actually not that bad. Then we have the millstone and then any stone crafting material. So any of the cobblestone, blackstone, cobblestone, deep cobblestone, cobbled deep slate. Okay. All right. Brushing wheel in a mechanic 21 mechanical crafters. I know it's 21 normally. Is it? Yeah, it's 21 normally. And this seems like the normal recipe to me. This I think is the normal recipe for that. Okay. A mechanical press, blocks of iron. So a block of iron instead. All right. Oh, interesting. I just noticed that. It's all made in the smithing table. Okay. So anything, I guess, that uses the andesite machines, you have to make in the smithing table. That's interesting. I mean, since you start next to a, I guess since you start next to a village always in this mod, it's not a problem because you usually find a smithing table at a village. There's usually one at a blacksmith now. And then the whisk is created with this and these. So you have to make a mechanical press before you can make the mechanical mixer. But that's fine anyway, because I don't think you can use the hand crank on the mechanical mixer. I don't think you have enough stress units by using your hand for it, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's the basin, which I'm pretty sure that's normal. An empty blaze burner is netherrack and iron sheets. Okay. And then you click a blaze into it. Okay. Launder it. Flammable items. Blaze cake gives it a stronger level. Evening deployers are mechanical arms. Okay. And the depot. That I think is normal. Okay. Weighted injector. Okay. A chute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is normal. Making 4 at a time seems correct to me. And then we have the smart chute, which is the precision mechanism. This is where you get into brass and things. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually this is the regular recipe, right? I can't remember if there's gold sheets in this. I guess so. And you can find it in dungeon chests as well in the ancient city. 6 to 11 stacks of them. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? The stressometer, speedometer, a compass on that makes that. Yeah, I'd never seen anybody make one of these. So, yeah, I don't know if those are normal recipes or not. Fluid pipes. Okay, I think yeah, the rubber thing. Okay, so we need rubber. That's interesting that you need rubber for this, that they put rubber as a requirement for this. Mechanical pump, so that's the wheel and the fluid pipe. I think that's normal. Smart fluid pipe is a brass machine. Oh, that's yeah, that only makes two at a time, so that's kind of expensive right there. But you are getting brass at that point. By the point you get brass, I think you're supposed to be able to have some type of automated mining. A fluid valve, okay. Copper valve handle. Sure. And then the fluid tank. Damn, that's a lot cheaper than it is in I think this is I think this turns it this like empties it or whatever, I think. But this is a lot cheaper than in Starlight Valley because you needed like four of them and something else, and it's not a barrel. A hose pulley, copper casing, kelp block, and then the copper machine. What's a copper machine? The copper mechanism. Okay, you need to get rubber for that. All right. Item drain is copper machines. The spouts. Okay. Portable fluid interface. The steam engine. Really? You just need gold. Don't you usually need bronze for steam engines? I could have swore you needed bronze for steam engines. Huh, interesting. Okay, windmill is just block of industrial iron. How do you get that? How do you get industrial iron ingots? Okay, that's a little strange. I'm not sure how you're supposed to get this. Oh. Huh? Is this is this the recipe? Like, so you put in an iron ingot in the stone cutter and you get two blocks of industrial iron? That seems a little weird, not gonna lie. But I guess it's kind of like the like a different type of like a different iron decoration or something, but you need it for actual crafting. So that's a little weird, but okay. Mechanical bearing. Okay. Clockwork is brass. A rope pulley is just an andesite deal cut. Okay. Elevator pulley. So elevator is brass. Cart assembler. Okay, two logs and two andesite alloys and an andesite mechanism. That's actually cheap. For what this thing does, that's actually pretty damn cheap. That's automatic mining here with a card assembler. You can make, it just depends on what the drill cost, really. We got a controller rail. Okay. That's just gold and electron tube, which is polished rose quartz, iron sheet, and polished rose quartz is just sandpaper still. Okay. Oh, we have bulk sanding somehow. I don't understand what this item is. But we also have some type of grinder, apparently. This one, I don't understand what this block is supposed to be right here. It seems like it's some type of iron surrounding sand for some reason. That's a little bit different on that one. Okay, mechanical drills. Just an iron pick. Okay. Kind of cool. Mechanical saw is the iron axe. The player is the zinc hand, which is zinc sheets. Okay. And then andesite. Okay. That's actually not that bad. A portable storage interface is cut. Mechanical harvester is cut. Mechanical plow is cut. Okay. And then the rollers. You need crushing wheels for the rollers, so that means you need the mechanical crafters. We haven't seen the recipe for mechanical crafters yet. Okay. Mechanical crafters need brass. Brass machines. Okay. So a little bit expensive, but you need to go to the nether for that. Okay. That's fine. Flywheels, rotational speed controllers is all brass. Mechanical arms, brass. Train tracks, 2 iron nuggets. Interesting, on a stone slab. Okay, andesite funnels. Have to get to rubber for that. Okay. That's interesting that they put those there. Since it takes to get rubber, which is the kelp. So you actually need mixing first. Okay. Well, that's fine. Smart observer is brass machine. Threshold switch, brass machine. Item vaults. Verticals to horizontals. Few iron sheets with the barrel becomes a item vault. Okay. You can also cut a zinc mechanism. But zinc requires deployer stuff. Interesting. On a andesite mechanism. You get 5 of them though. Okay. Interesting. Packagers. That's actually not bad to get packagers early. Cardboard package, cardboard. So how do you get... Okay, so how do you get cardboard itself? A repackager is just a packager in the crafting deal. Okay. Frogport slime ball. Okay. Stock link is a transmitter and an item vault or shipping container or a stock link to stock link. How do you get a transmitter? Lightning rod, copper. Okay. You need presses. Okay. That's actually not that bad. Stock ticker, glass, stock link, gold ingot. Okay. Display links, brass. Okay. Display boards. That's interesting. You can get the display boards before you can get the display links, which is weird because you need them for the other things, don't you? You need display links to display what you want on the display board. Yeah. So you need to get blast to get the other thing. Okay. Brass to get the other stuff. Nixie tubes. Okay, 2 electron tubes. I was hoping it'd be easy. Redstone link is transmitter and andesite casing. That's great. Analog lever. Okay. Pull stuff, peculiar bell, haunted bell. Toolbox, leather, chest, gold. Okay. Clipboard. Okay. Wheat flour in the mill. Wheat. Chance, you always get a wheat flour, 25% chance to get two, 25% chance to get a seed as well. That's weird. And dough is water plus that. Okay. And rose quartz, that's the same? Yeah, I think this is the same. Cinder flour is netherrack in, okay, in the crushing wheels. Powdered obsidian is the same. Sturdy sheets is powdered obsidian on with the spout lava with 2 presses. Okay. Here we go. Cardboard. Comes from pulp, doesn't it? Yeah, pulp. And pulp is trees and some kind of pulpifiable. Okay. So trees, tree saplings, bamboo, stuff like that with water makes you the stuff which makes you cardboard. Okay. But you need to press it. Okay. Blaze cakes. Lava on a blaze cake base. You got to spout it on there. Blaze cake base is any egg, sugar, and cinder flour. Okay. Bar of chocolate is chocolate. You get a chocolate bucket. You get this with sugar, cocoa beans, milk, but you got to heat it up with the blaze burner. So you got to go to the nether for that. Interesting. So we got some food stuff. Cardboard sword. Okay, we got this stuff. Okay, you get the crushed stuff from the crushers, of course. Super glue. I think this is the same. 2 slime balls, though. I thought it was only 1 slime, but I could be wrong about that. Copper diving helmet. Netherite diving helmet. Bone meal. Some type of coral and 2 different and 2 flowers. Okay. Sandpaper. Red sandpaper. I wonder what the deal is. I guess it's just red sand. They made a deal for red sand. Okay. We have list filters, which is some type of wool with 2 nuggets. All right. Some type of wool with brass nuggets for the bigger filter. And then we have the package filter, which is zinc. An empty schematic is a light blue dye with a paper. Okay. Honey bucket, chocolate bucket, various color valves, various color post boxes, tablecloths, various color toolboxes, various ladders, some brass bars, copper bars, various scaffoldings, doors. Crafts and additions, pale gold amulet. Okay, aquatic ambitions, electrum, for spools, accumulator, portable energy interface. Create deco. You have create encased. Huh. So is this just huh? So wherever you add a shaft, it's going to add a little spinny thing for you. Okay. I understand some of this then. I guess brass is like a faster version of this stuff. I'm guessing. And then we have factory logistics. Hypertubes, slice and dice, ages, bells and whistles, connected, copycat stuff, deep dark stuff. Echo stuff. Hmm. Dragons Plus. Enchantment industry is in here. That's great. So we can do all of our enchanting stuff with it. What's the experience hatch? Right click to store experience. Shift right click hatch to extract store experience. Per interaction on the panel. Oh, interesting. Ah, interesting. Okay. So instead of the drain thing that you stand on, it's a hatch you interact with by right clicking it. Okay. So that must be new with Create 6, I guess. Create escalated. Interesting. Hmm. That's interesting. So we've got some escalators we can make. Mechanical spawner. Sound of steam. Pattern schematics. And schematics to repeat design multiple times. Hmm. Steam and rails. Vibrant vaults. Okay, so we can change the color of our vaults with this. Shadow Steel Refined Radiance. Can't get these two. But you're supposed to deploy them. Huh. This various colors, I guess, of the stuff you can do. Huh. Okay. Um, and Ars. That's just 5 pages. See, this is what I was talking about with them integrate. What they talk about integrated. This is a Starbuck wheel. It makes 16 times RPM. So you can use these for power instead of like water wheels. Okay, that's definitely later on then. So I guess it start with the Arcana stuff. No, Battle Mage maybe. Oh, you want to use the enchanting apparatus, not the magic upgrade. So the enchanting apparatus is gold to make sorcerer stuff. Iron makes the arcanist, and then the battle mage is made with diamonds. Okay. I think it's been since like I don't know, all the mods nines that I've messed with Ars Nouveau. Ferrocore steel stuff. Ferrocore stuff to make no voice spellbook. Okay, so how do you get ferrocore? You get raw ferrocore for just dire things. You need it from the ore. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So they added these to the making the primal goo stuff. Copper mechanisms for this one. Okay, to get the void shimmer goo, you need Eye of Enders, Dragon's Breath buckets, and a Blazium goo. Yeah, you got to go through the tiers. And then you get Shadow Pulse from the Echo ingots, which is from the Deep Dark. Okay. Okay. Okay, so silicon is still burning. Nether quartz. You have to make a machine casing. So you have to get to bronze and brass, I mean, and you have to get to mechanical crafters to use refined storage. And then advanced processors is the recipe sequence. Okay. That's interesting. Processor bindings. That's okay, that's normal, I think, but you have to make it in a mixer instead of crafting it in a crafting table. Okay. Tables is quartz enriched copper instead of quartz enriched iron, and a polished rose quartz, everyone as well. Copper nether quartz mixing with heated. Okay. Importers is destruction core. Interesting. Okay. And there is quartz enriched iron still, but to make the stuff you need copper now. Okay. And advanced is going to be that. A disk drive, some type of chest. Okay. So everything is going to need these machine casings if you want to use refined storage, any type of refined storage. Okay. Interfaces. Okay. Storage housing. Okay. All right. That's interesting. What are you? You're a goblin trader. What you want, man? Huh? Four rotten flesh for a coal, raw copper for two copper ingots. That's actually pretty cheap. 31 cobblestone for an emerald, gravel for flint, iron for two raw iron, emerald for two gunpowder, leather and paper for two books, four emeralds for two andesite mechanisms, an elytra, and 32 gems for a goblin tuned. Huh. Hey, man. Kind of cute. Not gonna lie. All right. So we take a look at this mod pack. Next time, we're going to take a look at the regular mod pack that Mr. Beardstone has made it. It's his perfect world for 1.2.1 that just released like 6 months ago, and it's an updated version of his 1.20.1 version of the mod pack. So we're going to take a look at that next time and see what we can find out. All right. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's world. Bye.